Oi, you know what time it is? You're tuned in listening to Dry That Aussie Metal Guy. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his content when it drops. And remember, stay brutal, you mad dogs. Roof!
G'day, how you all going? It's Jai, that Aussie Metal Guy here with Crank.com. So tonight, wherever you are, with great pleasure that I'm getting to have a chat with Niilo from the Finnish melodic death metal masters Insomnium, who are due to return to Australia. It is their long-awaited return. I think 2017 since you guys were last here. You will be delivering some haunting melodies, as you always do, crushing riffs, and of course, tracks from your latest album, Anno 1696, which is an absolute ripper of an album. I've been waiting for you guys to get down under to play this. How are you going, my friend?
Thank you for having me. Yes, we're looking forward to coming to Australia, of course. We've been there 2 times before, and it's always been great. Shows have been super good, and people are really nice, friendly, and of course it's very exotic to come to Australia all the way from Finland. So it's a different thing than going to Germany. So we are really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so what's it like taking to plan a tour like this? Because it isn't just a hop, skip, and a jump around the bloody corner. You're coming all the way down to Australia, and I know this is something you guys have been planning for a while. So what's it been like kind of getting this together and kind of getting over here?
Yeah, it's a bit more complicated than touring in Europe. And
Yep.
usually we try to do a tour where there's Australia, Japan, and China. And you have to do some fiddling many months in advance to get the puzzle right. And now we have also Singapore on the way to Australia. So that's new. And of course, there's the work permits to all these countries you have to apply. So it's a long process. And but we got visas to Australia already. So that's sorted. We are for sure going to make it to Australia. But it's a lot of work and planning beforehand.
You've got no worries in getting down under at the moment, that's for sure. Some other countries we won't talk about, maybe a little bit more problems. That Anno 1696 was an absolute ripping album, as all of your albums, but it has been praised for the conceptual themes. You're if anybody doesn't know, you're an amazing novelist as well. So tell me a little bit about making that album and then combining the story that you made for that one as well. Kind of, it's based on a short story set in the 17th century, but you use the themes from that. So tell me a little bit about your songwriting process and your storytelling process for this.
Yeah, it's a concept album, and I wrote this short story for it, which was meant for this Insomnium album use. And it's kind of inspired by this classic Finnish kind of novella or shortish, a longish short story, or how would you say? But it's a classic Finnish story, a kind of werewolf story set in the 17th century, and it's kind of inspired by that. And but I made it kind of the whole thing is made different, but inspired by that, and it mixes like the real history from that era, and then of course because it's werewolves, so there are some fantastical elements as well. But it's a very dramatic, grim story. Fits Insomnium really well, and before we started making the songs, we had already this story and this idea, and we thought we have to make music which sounds like this story. So it became kind of harsh and cold and a bit black metalish in Insomnium standards, at least. And we wanted to have that kind of sound, kind of 90s metal sound maybe in the mix. So we picked the sound engineer, the mixing guy, who could do that as well. So we had the story first, and then we wanted to make a music which fits this idea.
Yeah, so it has been 5 years since you guys come down under, and you're obviously going to want to play some stuff off of this album. How do you go composing a set list? Like, because you're going to want to play some of this and some of the stuff you haven't played, but also some of the classics that you guys are known for playing live.
Yeah, it's getting more and more difficult with every album. So many songs we would have to play and what people want to hear. So it's a combination of the new album and those old classics that people want to hear. But still, we have kind of recycled those old songs as well, because there are so many songs people want to hear. And also, we want to keep it interesting for ourselves as well. So I think While We Sleep has been the only song that we have played every time since it was released, but all the other songs get recycled. But Australians can expect a nice mix of old and new stuff.
Yeah, well, it's been exciting. All the local supports have been announced, and watching all the bands, they're all super, super bloody excited. But you're also bringing Omnium Gatherum down under with you as well. What's it like touring with these guys? Have you toured with them before? Or is this the first big international tour you've done together, or dare say just played together a few times? Yeah, no.
Well, they're like brothers to us. We have been touring a lot with them, and of course, we're sharing one guitarist. Markus plays in both bands, so we know the guys. It's always good fun to go on tour with them, and it's just a bunch of friends traveling around having fun. So it's great.
I bet you that would have been a hard sell. Do you want to come down under for a few shows in May?
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be fun with those guys.
So writing novels is obviously a huge part of your creative side as well. It's a massive part of what makes you who you are and the creative person that you are, as well as a musician. What's it like working in both fields? It's obviously storytelling in both there, but tell me a little bit about what it's like writing novels and creating music that both involve storytelling, and how does that approach, help both sides of that?
Yeah, well, you're right. I'm doing both stuff, and actually, well, I happen to have my book here, so it looks like this. It's the Finnish version of my first book, and the second part I'm writing at the moment should be out next year. And
Is it the Chasm of Eternal Winter? Is that the second one, or I know the first one was the Path of Eternal Winter in roughly English.
Well, you are right, and that's what the English title might be. Yes, and so it's a combination of history and fantasy set in medieval Europe, which has been turned cold. So it's kind of Ice Age in medieval Europe. That's kind of the idea. And strange creatures lurking in the shadows, and people are trying to figure out what the hell has happened. Why is this so fucking cold? And that's kind of the starting point for the story. And it's a long story. It will be almost like 1,000 pages when the second part is ready. So I've been working with it for some years, and next year it's hopefully ready. And of course, there's some wheeling and dealing to combine with the musician side and the touring, especially. But I've been pulling it off somehow so far. And in touring conditions, I have my laptop, and I try to do something when there is a good spot. But sometimes there just isn't. It's all hassle and no privacy in touring conditions.
Yeah, after doing it for a while, you definitely start like looking at other things to do. It's not all drinking and partying, that's for sure. Not at our age. That is most definitely. And it's good that you're able to juggle the two together as well. You guys have been massive in the melodic metal scene, have made a real impact on a lot of bloody bands all over the world. You played so many bloody places. Are there any major memories that have kind of stuck out for you so far playing live? And I know you've got a lot more to make.
Well, there are so many places, but like, for example, coming to Australia, and we had this surfing lesson on the Gold Coast, for example. It was super fun. We had a day off there, and it was really good. And we rented some bicycles and went to the zoo and watched some kangaroos there. All that stuff is really, really nice if you have a chance to do it. And we were in South America in December last year for the first time, and got to see like Argentina, Brazil, and Chile, and really nice people, and really super friendly people, and great food, and those kind of places you probably wouldn't get without the touring, or at least not all these places. So, and also Japan is always great and very, very exotic for Europeans to go there.
And then being able to go around and check out all the talented bands. South America has some amazing underground melodic metal bands coming out of there as well. So be able to check out the support acts and kind of see what's going on all over the bloody world as well. Must be quite a buzz too.
Yeah, and the support bands we had on that tour, they were really good. Really good bands in Chile and Mexico, for example, I remember. I was really surprised. Okay, the really talented boys and girls living here in South America making metal. So it looks really nice.
Damn straight. Okay, we're going to sign off there, mate. Everyone, can go catch Insomnium with Omnium Gatherum. All the local supports have been announced. It's kicking off May 6th at Brisbane, the Triffid, 7th Canberra, the Baso, May 9th, Sydney Metro, May 10th, Melbourne, the Croxton, round and out in my home city, May 11th, Adelaide. Everybody go out, grab some tickets, crank up some Insomnium and some Omnium Gatherum. Any last words, shout outs, thank yous, or anything else you'd like to add in there, my friend?
Well, Australian friends, looking forward to see you all in May. So, cheers.
Damn straight. Cheers, mate.
Oi, you're tuned in to Jai That Aussie Metal Guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.